Hey, I am here to read the article Inventors and Scientists, Alfred Wegener and Harry Hess. Synopsis. Alfred Wegener produced evidence in 1912 that the continents are in motion, but geologists rejected his ideas at first. Wegener had no explanation for what forces could move them. Almost 50 years later, Harry Hess confirmed Wegener's ideas by using the evidence of seafloor spreading to explain what moved the continents. Balloons and the Arctic air. Alfred Lothar Wegener was born in Berlin, Germany. He received a PhD in astronomy from the University of Berlin in 1904. However, his real love was air balloons. He and his brother Kurt set the world record in April 1906 for the longest time spent aloft in a balloon, 52 hours. Later that year, Wegener joined an expedition to Greenland. He would use his expertise with air balloons to track polar air circulation. Wegener had always dreamed of polar exploration. In 1908, he began to teach at the University of Marburg in Germany. In 1911, he co wrote The Thermodynamics of the Atmosphere, a textbook that became popular. Continental drift. Wegener was making his mark as a meteorologist studying the atmosphere, yet his mind kept roaming. By 1910, he had noticed on a world map that the east coast of South America fits exactly against the west coast of Africa. It appeared almost as if they had once been joined. He found evidence that it had and, in 1915, published The Origin of Continents and Oceans. In it, he claimed that about 300 million years ago, the continents formed a single mass. He labeled it Pangaea, a Greek word meaning whole earth. Wegener was not the first to present the idea of continental drift, as he called it, but he beat everyone else into putting together extensive evidence from several different scientific approaches. He used fossil evidence, such as that of tropical plants found in the Arctic island of Spitsbergen. He found large geographic features that matched, like the Appalachian Mountains in the United States and the Scottish Highlands. He located rocks layers called strata in South Africa that matched those in Brazil. Scientists of the time believed that the land bridges had once connected the continents and later sunk into the ocean. Wegener wanted to demolish that claim. He also disputed the theory that mountains formed like wrinkles on the skin of a drying apple. Instead, he claimed that mountains formed when the edges of drifting continents collided and crumpled. For instance, scientists now believe that India hit Asia, creating the Himalayas. Geologists reacted to Wegener's idea with widespread scorn. Wegener was not even a geologist. Who was he to try to overturn the basic knowledge of their own field? Besides, he couldn't explain what forces could be immense enough to cause the continents to plow through the Earth's crust. And at a 1926 international conference in New York, many speakers were sarcastic to point of insult. Wegener sat smoking his pipe listening. In 1930, Wegener led another expedition to Greenland. He set up weather monitoring equipment at 3 stations on the glacier. In November 1930, Wegener led several dog sled teams carrying supplies to others working on an isolated weather station. He celebrated his 50th birthday at a remote station. On the return trip back to the coach, Wegener and his companion, Rasmus Vilmusen, died. I'm going to continue the second part of this on the next one.